Good afternoon, my friends. So, there are times in life where you like to be right, or where you enjoy being right, and there are times in life where you don't enjoy being right, where what you say, what you think will happen, you hope that it will turn out some other way, but unfortunately, and you say, I hope I'm wrong, but unfortunately, you end up being right. My friends, today I saw something which basically unfortunately confirmed, what I've been telling you guys for the past week, which is the crocodile is going to eat you first, my Jewish brothers and sisters who live in America. Whether you are Orthodox, Reform, Conservative, it doesn't really matter to me, nor does it matter to people that don't like Jewish people. What am I referring to, though, my friends? I mean, I could just be, you guys probably think, well, Tzvi, you're just like saying things and you know, okay, so we have some like anti-Semitism going around and this and that and the other. My friends, today I saw a video of the governor of Minnesota. I'm sorry, not the governor of Minnesota. He is the mayor of Minneapolis, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me. His name is Jacob Frey. He's a young guy. I think he's like in his late 30s, early 40s. Good-looking Jewish guy. And he got up there and he made a speech to a lot of these protesters, Black Lives Matter, what have you, and he said, listen guys, I'm with you. You know, he went to the funeral he knelt before the casket of George Floyd. He said and did everything he possibly could. Right? Remember, Jewish guy. And then he says, listen guys, I'm with you guys, but what I'm not with, at least not entirely, is defunding the police department of Minneapolis, the city of Minneapolis. To which the crowd responded to him, go home, go home, go home. If you guys ever seen the show, back in the day, speaking of police, Family Matters in the 90s, and this guy, I forget the name of the actor, but it was the character Carl Winslow. He was actually a Chicago police officer, and you know, they have this neighbor, Steve Urkel. So he's very annoying, he's a nerd, and he's very annoying. And there's a lot of scenes. There's like a famous thing that he would tell his you know, Steve, go home, go home, go home. And then Steve would say, I don't have to take this. I'm going home, right? So, my friends, they told this Jacob Frey, the Jew, we don't care about your opinion, we don't care about your solution, or in our eyes, lack thereof. And they just told him, go home, go home, go home. A friend of mine who lives in Israel wrote on her wall, after seeing this video, she says, yes, Jacob, come home, Jacob, come home. My friends, I'm telling you right now, we have people in our nation who are in positions of power in this country, whether they are Democrat or Republican, and I will just tell you, my friends, some of them are, you know, even despite the fact, let's say, that if they're very leftist or they're Democrat, even those people know, most of those people, I hope, that you don't just go and, I don't know, defund the police department of every single city and every single county in this country, right? You don't do that, right? Because then you have a situation where you're basically just like, it's a lawless place, right? And you're starting on the path of basically breaking one of the 7. I'm not even talking about the 10 Commandments. I'm talking about the Noahide laws, which says to set up just courts. And my friends, we remember what happened the last time a place or the world did not have A, just courts, and B, you know, pretty much law, right? The first time it was flooded, and then the Shem said he's not going to flood the world again. And the second time it was, you know, you had Sodom and Gomorrah, and the whole place was burnt to the ground, you know. And anybody who turned back as they were leaving, got turned into stone, right? So my friends, we have a lot of our people, a lot of Jewish people in positions of power in this country, even especially in the Democratic Party. And, we have Chuck Schumer who's kneeling, and we have this guy who's doing this. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so we have a lot of people in power, and I'll tell you guys, a lot of these politicians, they will attempt to appease the movement, whatever movement it is. I'm just going to call it the movement. I'm not going to say organizations or this. They're going to attempt to appease the movement. And my friends, I'm telling you, it's not going to end well. These guys merely told this mayor, Jacob Frey, to go home. Go home meaning to his house, right? Go home meaning you're not going to give us what you want, so just stay home. Go home. You got corona, stay home. My friends, this might be the tip of the iceberg, right? This might be the tip of the iceberg. The next situation we have, whatever it may be, might be just a bunch of people getting together and telling, the Secretary of Treasury certain things, Steve Mnuchin, or they might be telling this senator, or that mayor, or maybe that, not even mayor, maybe that actor, maybe that businessman, some official note, I guess what you call VIP, some kind of notable person of note who's very visible, who is Jewish. And it's not going to matter, my friends, if he's a leftist, if he's a liberal, if he's so left he's almost to the right. It's not going to matter if he's Republican. My friends, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. What's going to matter is that he is either in power or a person of note, and he has a voice, and the voice that he's using, the crowd, the mob is not going to think is going to think that it's not enough. And I'm telling you guys, it's honestly, it's not going to be the majority of this country, but there's going to be like I said before, there's going to be a critical mass of this movement that basically turns on the Jewish people, the very Jewish people that are trying to help it, rightfully so. And it's not going to be a pretty picture, my friends. And I think the rest of us are going to finally wake up and realize, hey, maybe it is time to go home. And home is not Minneapolis, and home is not New York, as much as you would like it to be, and New York and all that stuff. It's not Los Angeles, it's not Miami, it's not Chicago, it's not, just keep naming Jewish communities. Atlanta, it's not Muncie, it's not Passaic, it's not Teaneck, it's not Philly, it's not Toronto, it's not Montreal, it's not Vegas, it's not Dallas, it's not Houston, it's not Seattle, my friends. It's not any of these, it's not Pico Robertson, I said LA. It's not any of these places, my friends. My friends, home is where the lev is, the heart is. And the heart of the world is Yerushalayim. Listen, you don't have to live in Yerushalayim, you can live in other cities, right? But I'm telling you guys, home is home. Home is what it is. It be what it be and it do what it do. And guys, in the words of Coldplay, nobody said it was easy. It's not easy, my friends. It's not easy to live in Israel. It's not. It is not. But you know what? It is home. And you know what? Also, my friends, if enough of us come from the Western world, Western countries, with our mentality, we can stem the tide in the things that we don't like that go on in Israel. Israel's not without its problems. I can sit from here to Timbuktu and talk to you guys about all the problems that are in Israel. All the problems with, that you have as a citizen living in Israel. But I'll tell you guys, at the end of the day, for the first time, I was just telling my friend this yesterday, we have an army. For the first time in 2,000 years, the Jewish people have an army. It's what Rav Kook spoke about, and referring to the Tanakh. We have high tech. We have all of these things. We have all of these things that the prophets spoke about, that big rabbis in the 1800s, who lived in Baghdad and who lived in Poland and Russia and all these things, that they dreamt about, that my grandparents and my great-grandparents who were Hasidim in Berdichev dreamt about. And if they're only looking now, they're probably saying, wow, this guy is paving the way for his family, by moving to Israel. My friends, I'm telling you, you should not. I'm not of the opinion that you should move to Israel because it's a bomb shelter state and you're afraid to be in America. You should move because you want to participate in the incredible story of our people, right? But when push comes to shove, my friends, this Jacob Frey thing is the tip of the iceberg. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning, my friends. This was nothing compared to what's about to be, my friends. Compared to what's about to be. And you know what, guys? Honestly, you can technically get on a plane today, United Airlines, who are actually flying today to Israel, and you can get to Israel, and you can say, well, you know, you're going to make Aliyah from within, you're going to file all your papers, and you'll do it once you get there. You know? Okay, so you won't get the free flight, you won't get the free nefesh b'nefesh, flight that usually costs you about $1,200 or whatever it is, right? One way or $1,000. Okay, but you know what? What's that phrase? Your money or your life. You know what I mean? And it's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. Anyway, my friends, that's my short vort for today. Actually, we might go live later today. We'll see what happens. Myself and my friend Esther Lamb. This is a person who who worked in the Jewish world, a big mover and shaker in the Jewish world. You're talking UJA, Russian American Jewish Experience, different programs, things and stuff, as I like to call it. And we're going to get her take on what's happening, and just where the Jewish people are going forward. Because she's been in there and she's seen all the different facets of Jewish life, both in America and in Israel. And yeah, my friends, I shall catch you on the flippy side.